Hello. So I just put out my feedback in regards to part one, in part one that is, of the first blog from Project Zanaris. And while I was wrapping that up and editing it, it turns out there is a second drop from Jagex. So we are going to get into it. If you like this type of content, if you like what I have to say, please offer a subscription and like the video. So we are going into Project Zanaris October update. Let's see what we got. This year's summit, we announced Project Zanaris, aka Old School's very own community servers. This update will let you customize your own server by to your liking by modifying elements of the game world and inviting other players to experience it with you. You can find out more. Since then, the team has been hard at work at developing the core features of community servers. We want to involve you as much as possible through development. We'll be releasing news posts like this one about once a month. Ooh, okay, so yeah, expect monthly updates from me as well. That's exciting. New features we're working on will have live streams, Discord stages, and other opportunities to peek behind the curtain, so keep your eyes peeled. I will be keeping a close eye on this actually, because I'm genuinely very curious from a technical perspective. Discord stages recently covered a bunch of questions and concerns from your community. Without further ado, let's show what we've been working on. Any images or videos are work in progress, and that's really important to understand. Like when they say this, I think a lot of people overlook it, but it's a work in progress. So like you can't judge it like the final product. Similar to sailing, how when they release a video of navigation, it's not the end state of things. It's going to be cleaner, going to look better. General progress. We've been working on two of the most important features, world creation screen and player list. Yeah, that is basic. That is like what I would expect. Let me just zoom in on this. So details, game modes and rules, world name description, region, max player population, and tags, privacy and security, unlisted world, or password required. So that's kind of neat. You can kind of have your own clan worlds, it seems. But these are very superficial things. What I'm going to be going through in this blog to compare it to my previous feedback video is I want to see the complexity for the server itself. So like how interesting can my private server be? Because as I stated in the previous video, I think that what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of basic parameters like this, like the name of the world, the amount of players, drop rates, XP multipliers, that sort of thing. I'm hoping we'll get more, but we'll just have to see and read on. Alrighty. So, oh, there's a second one? Hold on. There's an image too. Rules. Combat, miscellaneous, skills, worlds, character creator. Okay, player damage taken multiplier. There you go. This is just a surface level parameter. Damage dealt, all damage lethal. Reset character, special attack regeneration rate is a parameter, similar to how XP multiplier is like a set rate. These are just like numbers in code that you can modify. Special attack, how much you regenerate is also just basic. XP lost on death. This is totally a dead man thing. It looks like they could be setting up for you making your own dead man worlds. I really hope so, but I hope that we can also support it monetarily. Character parameters, yeah. I'm like wincing a bit because it's like this is the least they can do technically. Like when I say that word, I mean like literally at a programming level, this is probably like the least they can do. I was hoping for something more complex, but I hope the rest of the blog post will show us something more complex. We've seen lots of discussion of how you like to set up your world, whether limiting skills people can train, setting everyone to be Ultimate Iron Man, or any number of crazy ideas. The character portion of the world creation screen will help you do all this and more. UGC character creator, min-max the HP, all skills similar to the rotten potato that mods have. Complete all quests, complete all diaries, unlock all music. So what I'm trying to look for here is not like superficial changes like infinite run energy to the main game. I'm looking to see if we can like create our own armor, like completely unique. If we can like increase the smithing skill to 120 or something like that, you know, like that type of stuff. Spawn items, yeah, more of the same. This is like very typical stuff. Okay, you'll be able to set maximum minimum and maximum levels for skills, Iron Man status, quests and achievement diary completion, even unlocked music tracks. The idea of being able to create my own quest is a lot more interesting and compelling for this. Granted though, I have to say this, with like, just to be fair, on Jagex, I did expect this as part 1 because they did also state that this is what they're working with. It's like a very rudimentary first release, but you know, it is the first release. So at this point, I'm kind of just looking to see if there will be any promises or any suggestions that they will be going beyond the scope. Because as it stands, it's not that interesting, really. It's like interesting for like 2 weeks, and then that's it, which is not worth it at all from the developer perspective of like putting people on this project. These options don't just affect your players. World parameters is what we're on. These options don't just affect your players, they change how the world works. Since it's spooky season, we thought we'd reveal the scariest option first. Let's go. So when I read this, I'm thinking like, you know how they have like the pumpkins and like the skeletons and stuff for Halloween events? Can we put that in as well anywhere we want? Wipe bank and inventory on def. We want you to play exactly how you would on community servers, which means inflicting bank and inventory wipes on def, then so be it. That is Deadman mode. This setting means that everything players have gathered will be gone. So this is a specific okay, it looks like they're taking this route of here is a list of configurations and you guys check which one you want and enter the number for the ones you want to change. But what would be better, ideally though, so it's like it's not an easy thing to do. Ideally, it would be nice that we can like create our own configuration list, which is way different from them just giving us one predetermined. But if we're able to change exactly what we want, that's A+ material for sure. No reclaiming them, that's not interesting. Let's see if the video is cool. Okay, so he has like a bunch of stuff in his bank. Character dies, everything gets wiped. They're effectively, it feels like this is right now just a setup for us to make our own Deadman modes. Am I crazy on that? Like, it just feels like they are setting it up for that, which is not a bad thing at all. It's just that there's so much more potential. Lose XP on def, this is very Deadman mode as well. Reset player save on def. Rounding off from the reset counter, this option forces a complete reset on def, sending players straight back to Tutorial Island. That's hardcore. Of course, this only counts for unsaved defs. So someone like Settled can definitely use this if they have like a nightmare mode or something. Instead of like recreating your own account, just like make a straight copy of the current game and play accordingly. And you could do that for a YouTube series for sure. We plan to implement a version of this parameter that will count for any def, so watch out. Why are they doing this? Well, maybe people have like voted on there or something. I'm just like curious because they are the ones who are picking which parameters we're allowed to influence in the first release of this, and they seem to have decided for us what we think would be pretty useful for us for our private service. Disable banking. Next parameter, straightforward. Yeah, this is like having a pure Iron Man server, a DMM server, that type of stuff. Disable gold and platinum. That is pretty cool. There's a guy named No Currency or a Guyed, I don't know, unique take on Snowflake account, and we thought we'd make it an interesting parameter. This only removes the use of gold or platinum from the game, taking us back to the days when West Varrock was a lively trading hub. That's nostalgic, but it's not compelling. Yeah, it's just by itself, these aren't worth it, I think. You need more for sure. Disable picking up ground items. Another one for Iron Man fans. This parameter prevents players from picking up anything and Iron Man can't. Surely you mean other players' items and not your own item, right? If it is also your own item, then that is a strange mechanic, though it is different. So let's see, taking other people's runite. So far, it seems like what they've presented is the ease of access for creating your own Deadman mode servers and your own Iron Man servers. I wanted to say League servers, but to create your own League servers would be peak private server stuff. That would be absolute peak, but that is a lot more complicated than the things they're proposing here. Disable the use of slot equipment. We've stopped you from picking up items. How about the ability to wear them? Okay, that's niche. Basic gathering resources don't respawn after gathering. Lastly, this option makes World of Gilnor more realistic and turns the deforest. Oh, okay, so this is permanent tree chopping. This parameter stops gathering nodes such as trees, fishing spots, and so on from respawning. Oh, you know what you could do? I wish that I wish they go this route. You know what would be really cool and hype for this specific parameter is like a battle royale PvP type thing, or PVM style, whatever. It's like the map just gets smaller and the resources are finite and you have multiple players on one server, and then you have to either eliminate them or duke it out all the way at the end, and the circle gets smaller and smaller. That would be so freaking cool. This by itself isn't enough, but like the idea of it, oh, if we could like really do that in the future, that shit would be really nice. Here you say, to wrap up Project Zanaris, we want to hear directly from you. Survey gives your chance to share your thoughts. Well, this video is technically like how I'm sharing my thoughts, but I will answer this as well. Do they have anything else here? Okay. So I'll be doing this survey. I don't know if you guys will want to see it, so I'll just wrap up the video here. But yeah, I'm going to fill out the survey shortly after I finish recording this. These parameters give inspiration for complicated ideas, but these complicated ideas are not technically feasible, at least with the first release. So I'm looking forward to see if how far they will take this project, because this has the potential to be extremely interesting. But as it currently is, it's basically how I thought it would be, where we're just getting like configurations to the existing main game that we can create copies of. And that they didn't talk about like if we can monetize it, if we can customize assets for it, if we can customize mechanics for bosses, create our own bosses. They didn't talk about anything related to that. So when they do, it would be really nice to discuss that. But for now, this update is promising in that it looks like they are committed to the first release and they know the goal of the first release, and it looks like they're going towards that goal pretty nicely. So it'll be much more interesting to see what happens after for me, but from a technical level, it seems like this is pretty basic and doable enough to get people's opinions on what to do next. But yeah, if you have ideas yourself on this particular post, anything here, please feel free to leave a comment. I am really still so hype about the idea of like a battle royale in RuneScape. That would be really sick. But yeah, if you have your own ideas, if you like this video, please subscribe. It does help. Send a like on the video too. Let me know what you think, if you disagree with me, if you agree with me, anything like that at all. And I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Take care. See you later.